Well, greetings and salutations to everyone. Today, it's what is it? Thursday, November 5th, and this is DJ's Classic. Oh, November 6th. Dear Lord, this is DJ's Classic Garage, and we're gonna go over a bunch of stuff today. And joining me today is everyone's favorite Canadian. He's it's the only Canadian I know. It's G Canada. He's here. To give the Canadian input on cars and, of course, the Ford input. So how you doing, G Canada?
Oh, come on. You've got a lot of Canadians that listen to this show.
I
You've got
know.
a lot of Canadians that listen to Radio Gunk, and you live in Florida, which is a place where, what is it, 3 million Canadians go to every single year.
Yeah,
So
I haven't seen that many the last couple of years, and usually I just look for the black socks.
nice. With the sandals on, sandals
With
and black
sandals
socks.
and
Yeah.
black socks, because that's how I know it's a Canadian.
Hawaiian t-shirt or those
Oh,
Hawaiian button-down shirts.
oh yeah, absolutely. It's
Yeah, the
just
geezer squad.
yeah, it's quite fascinating. But
I know
no, go ahead.
I know COVID changed it a lot, but I mean, prior to COVID, we had a population of like 35 million people, and there was 3.5 million going to Florida every year. It was almost like 1 in 10 Canadians went to Florida every year, and we did. Like my whole family
Yeah.
did at that point, right? My sister, her kids, my parents, my aunts and uncles, cousins, like everybody is there in March and April and February for sure. Especially the retired boomers, they
Oh
love
yeah.
Florida.
Well, yeah, I mean, considering it doesn't snow, or it shouldn't snow, because if it does snow, then we have a problem. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. I mean, it's nice to come in, they come spend their money. I'm okay with that. It's cool. Just don't drive in the left lane. Just
Man, I watched the whole Top Gear 3-part special years ago, and all they did was they were in the USA, and all they talked about was how Americans sit in the left lane.
oh
You
yeah, it's
guys are
terrible.
known the worldwide.
Oh, it's
Okay,
horrible.
they had a booklet in this house we used to rent. We used to rent this giant house outside of Orlando every single year. It was like, 4,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. But they had a booklet in it. The guy who owned it was really uptight. So he had a booklet, and it was especially for Europeans. And it said right in the booklet, don't expect Americans to move out of the passing lane. You might as well just go by. I swear to God, he made a point of saying this about driving around. And on the highway, they don't use lane
Well,
discipline. I thought it was
it's
hilarious.
even worse now. It's gotten worse because when I tow, I stay in the center lane. And when I tow in the center lane, I do like 72, 74, 75 miles an hour. I'm somewhere in that range. And dear Lord, I always come up on some chucklehead that's doing 5 under in the center lane. I'm like, dude, this is not just no, move over. Just the center lane is for traffic going through. That's the way it kind of works. The right's the slow lane, the mid is really moving traffic, and the left is for passing. And it's gotten to the point of
People,
it's terrible.
oh, people that drive under the speed limit on the highway, especially the middle lane, are the biggest. The biggest danger on the
Oh,
highway.
out there,
Really, man.
absolutely. Oh, I had an incredible issue. When I was coming back, I was going up a hill, and this guy was in the center lane, and I'm towing, and it was actually a pretty big hill, and he started losing speed going up the hill, and I'm like, dude, no, and I literally just roared right around him, because I'm like, I can't have this, because I'm sitting here, I'm chugging, and I'm losing all this momentum up this hill, and you're slowing down, and I can't stop. So yeah, so it's kind of sucky.
And you've got plenty of power to go around them with too,
Oh
right?
yeah,
That's the nice
I
part.
did. I may or may not have gone 20 over the speed limit passing
Yeah,
some
but
trail.
sometimes you got to. I'll tell you, one time we were actually going to Florida, and I was driving my truck, and this was years ago, and it was snowing through the hills. I'm guessing it was Pennsylvania, part of Pennsylvania, right? Northern
Mhm.
Pennsylvania. And I came over a hill, and it was a 4-lane highway. So 2 on my side, 2 on the other side. And I'm doing my thing, driving, 75 miles an hour in the slow lane, because it was a bit icy, right? So I'm not flying at this point. Like a lot of the times I'm going
Yeah.
90 to get there, right? But so I'm not flying. Come over the hill. A little old lady is driving about 30 miles an hour in the slow lane in front of me with her
Cool.
4 ways on.
Cool.
So I came over the hill and I went to switch lanes, and it's so icy, my truck starts to go sideways. So I'm coming down a hill at 75 miles an hour, and I'm sideways now
Cool.
because I can't switch the lane. I had to gas it, spin the wheel to the right, hammer the gas to pull it straight. And now I'm still coming up on the woman, and I'm going 75 miles an hour. I'm going straight, and I still got to get over and miss her. The guy who was in the in the passenger seat next to me happened to be my father-in-law, and he had to change his underwear after. It was
Yeah,
that close. I missed her by an inch
yeah.
getting over after, right?
So let's first we have some regulars in here. We have Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Oh, if what about Al? He's just being he's being a little ornery. He's just reminding you that they that the Blue Jays lost. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, the guy's from Seattle.
I know. They haven't won anything. Mr. M, loving. This is from Mr. M, the Ace of Shades. I have gotten some of their gear. We will be having a little promo of them at the end from SEMA because they actually make custom colors, and it's freaking phenomenal. They sent me like half their friggin' catalog. So I of course I said I was gonna wear it, and here it is, and I'll have it in a few videos. So yeah, we have 2 Diesel Larry. I love 2 Diesel Larry, and let's see, yeah, and then who else is commenting in here? And one of my favorites, Vintage 76 Garage. How you doing? Hey, Vintage 76? What did you think of the Challenger with the freaking 24 valve in it? Good stuff, huh?
I love seeing the picture of that Corrado because it just reminds me of a time like I think I told you before, I worked at a Volkswagen Audi dealership when I was a kid. I actually drove the second Corrado that came into Canada back then with the supercharged motor. And you know what? It was just a blast. Like the owner's son, of course, the owner's son, right? Had one as a demo. So that's what, so the very second one that came into Canada, and it was red just like that one. So I got to drive it a few times. It was a blast.
Cool. Yeah, I love those. I love those Volkswagens when they were making the hot little hatches. And actually I had one instance once I was driving my my E30, and it's a light little quick car, and I pull up and I hear, and it was a GTI, and I could just all of a sudden we were at the light and I could hear it. I'm like, uh-oh. And literally my car is 0 to 60 in about under 6. This thing took off like a rocket, like I've never seen before. I mean, it absolutely. I talked to him after at the next light, and he's like, "Yeah, I have like 20 pounds of boost." Oh, really?
So it was a newer GTI,
yeah,
right?
it was maybe 2010 or something like that. It was newer, but he did so much. This thing was just a rocket ship. I loved it.
They're coming with 280 horsepower to start.
Oh yeah,
right, and around the same foot-pound of torque. So if you're juicing it from there, and I think are the GTIs 4-wheel drive, or are they still front-wheel drive?
I think that was still front-wheel drive, but
it's the R's that are all-wheel drive, yeah. But it's still, I mean.
And what they do though is that they change the suspension so the backs are super stiff, so it doesn't rock backwards, so you get the traction. And I think they go to an 80 millimeter turbo, which is just psychotic on especially on an engine that's that small. I just find that insane.
So by stiffening the rear end, do you think it diminishes the torque steer in the front too?
Well, they're pretty good at not having torque steer. The Volkswagens, I've never really noticed it on that. Now, the original Chrysler front wheel drives, that's torque steer. They'll literally make right hand turns on you. The Volkswagens were pretty good. They do things to help minimize it when you start getting into high torque. But it's just absolutely crazy how fast they can go and how much power they can get out of that little 4-cylinder. I'm amazed by that, and it holds together.
If you say so. I mean, I hear a lot of them blow up like crazy too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you start putting lots of boost, anything will let go. Here, Benjamin, G Cannon's avatar should be a moose instead of mine.
Nice. Told you. The other day, I almost went through a whole show without Benjamin making me laugh, and he said because he had to go for an hour. That's why. And right at the very end, he cracked me up. The guy's hilarious. Makes me laugh
I love
every
Benjamin.
show, man.
I just absolutely love Benjamin. He just makes me chuckle. He just absolutely makes me chuckle. So let's start. Let's start with the news. The news of what's been happening. And well, first we're gonna start with something that's not very good. I don't know if you're familiar with this, G Canada, but First Brands, they're a manufacturer of Fram, Trico, like 30 brands is what First Brand makes. They own a lot of replacement parts.
I'm guessing they're all made in China.
Some, but the problem is that they're going bankrupt. They filed chapter I think chapter 11, and they were taking out loans on inventory or invoices and then taking out second and third loans on those invoices. Same invoice, they did 3 loans on it.
Nice. That's
So it's
creative
pretty
accounting.
yeah, it's very creative. They have like 50 billion in debt and they have 10 billion in assets. This is pretty bad. So here is UBS. UBS is a pretty big bank, and they have extreme exposure to this. And this is the tip of the iceberg. And I have a feeling that this is gonna kind of metastasize into something worse. So according to this, they have significant debt exposure to First Brands. The Swiss bank giant has informed clients of its Chicago-based O'Connor subsidiary about the liquidation of several invoice finance funds. This includes a strategy to not have exposure to First Brands. We have informed investors last month that O'Connor's working capital opportunistic funds are being wound down, and the majority of funds assets will be monetized by the end of the year. So they're protecting their clients' interest as a priority. So they're trying to looks like they're going to basically liquidate 90% of this funds because of the exposure to First Brand. I think they have, in the other article I read, they have like $500 million of exposure. And First Brand, when they go belly up, let me see if I can actually. I'll show you what they. Whoa, I don't like that. That's too big. All right, I'm going to show you what First Brands owns, because this will blow your mind. What they have. Images, First Brands. So yeah, because it is disturbing on what they own. New tab. There we go. Okay. So this is what First Brands owns. Autolite, Cardone, Carter, Centric, Draw Tight, Fram, Reese, Respestus, Phillips, Trico, Westbar, Westphalia, Michelin, the Michelin wipers, all the soft stuff. This is all the stuff they own.
So what are they doing just in revenue every year? Like how much sales are they doing?
It
gotta
was
be billions and
it
billions.
was in the billions, but unfortunately they were spending more than the billions that they had, because this was all fed by the owner going on a buying spree, and he kept on buying different companies to make a bigger company, and now they're broke.
Well,
And,
I mean, you know as well as I do too. I mean, interest rates were at historic lows for a very long time, and then COVID hit. A lot of people that had a lot of debt. I mean, the telecom industry in Canada was hit really hard by that. Anybody who had telecom stocks knows, just because they were one of the industries that had a lot of debt. As opposed to banking or oil or gas, natural gas, something like that. And they were holding a lot of debt, and their stocks have just fallen right off also, right? But they're government regulated, so whatever, they'll always come back. This sounds like a Sirius XM type of a
oh, this is worse.
type of a deal, right?
This is worse. They have absolutely no cash. And the big problem for everybody that has cars is that, even if you don't use Fram, by Frams not being available, that means it's going to be harder to get oil filters. You're going to have Cardone. They make a lot of remanufactured parts, and without that, you have a hard time replacing things. This is going to really hurt the secondary market. The parts market. And the worst part of all is that Advanced Auto in the United States is totally in bed with this company. Like, most of their products are from them. Like, they have an entire wall of Fram. And if they lose this, and they're running on shaky ground, you can look at Advance Auto having a massive, massive financial hit. And I think that this may actually be a very bad thing that may spread just beyond this one company or a few other companies, because it's going to kind of cascade.
Well, first off, it's just going to make parts more expensive for everybody, no matter what,
Yep.
because the competitors know that now they can raise prices, right? I mean, typically some of these brands, from what I understand, were on the lower end. So, I mean, once that competition is gone, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, everybody's got to move somewhere, and that means
That's right.
all the competition is going to boost their prices. Just bad, competition amongst suppliers is good for the consumer. Less
But
competition amongst suppliers is bad for the consumer.
it's even more than that, because now they're going to have to try to increase their production, which is not cheap to do. I mean, to fill this giant void, and it's not good. I mean, any way you slice, this is bad for or car people. This is just bad for regular consumers. Anybody
They
that has a
can
car, this is bad.
They can move to Canada. We got lots of empty electric car battery plants going on here. We got tons of room.
More pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so that is what I just, that was, why is this going like this? So that was something that I caught my eye, and honestly, the bankruptcy for First Brands is going to take years. It's so convoluted and so complex that it'll probably be next year before they actually have everything kind of straightened out, because they did so many uh so much fraud, so many fraudulent loans, that makes it very hard to unwind the company when you make 3-4 loans on the same product. It's
Yeah.
not a good thing. It gets very, very bad very quick.
But when you know it's going down, that's what they start to do, right? Everybody's trying to get their piece before it folds, and there are no more pieces to
There
grab.
are no more pieces.
Yeah.
All the pieces are gone. Oh, well, let's move on to something happy, I guess. Oh, wait, not really. This is my favorite thing, electric appliances.
Oh God.
This is
Here we go.
Lucid. Lucid, now think about this. United States, they got rid of the tax credits starting with November 1st. And so Lucid basically had glut buying. And what did that glut buying get them? They lost almost $1 billion. They had basically the best sales they could ever have, because revenues surged 68%, and they lost $1 billion. This is not a sustainable business, not by any stretch of the imagination. I don't even need the rest of it.
A lot of them aren't, but you know what? I gotta admit, the Lucid Air is a spectacular looking and a car. And have you ever seen? I don't remember which guys did it exactly, but they had a little old lady in a Lucid Air, whatever they're called, Emerald or Sapphire or something,
Mhm.
and they had a guy next to him in a Hellcat, the 800 horsepower. Then they had a guy next to him in a Ferrari, and they had a guy next to him in a Lamborghini or something, and the little old lady dusted them all, and she just sat there in her Lucid Air Sapphire. They are crazy fast. I think they're about 1,300 horsepower or something, just insane.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? It doesn't matter. My microwave can cook a steak in half the time, but it doesn't mean it's any good.
Oh, I'm just saying they're toys for really
They
rich
are toys.
people,
They're
right?
toys for very rich people,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
this is, but the whole grift is ending, and I'm very happy about it.
And that's
I'm
exactly what it was, because nobody wanted to buy them. Nobody could really afford to buy them.
Nope.
And especially in Canada, it's even worse. I mean, I can see in California where you have supercharges on every corner, but we have the second largest country in the world. We have 40 million people,
Mhm.
which means there are vast empty spaces where there's absolutely
Mhm.
nowhere to plug them in, and it's cold a lot of the times. So
Yeah,
the
that's not good
battery is
either.
going half as far. Like if I take off from here in a Model Y, and I've done this before, a brand new Model Y, and it says I've got 500 kilometers on the clock, it's stuffed. And I go 110. So let's say I go 70 miles. I'll do this in American. It says 360 miles, and
Mhm.
I'm going 150 miles round trip. I get home, that thing's showing in winter that you have maybe 60 miles left on it.
Jesus.
So you've done 200, so it's, instead of the 360 miles you're supposed to be able to go, you're looking at maybe 220
Exactly.
in winter.
So Sue M having a question on this Lucid thing. That's because of the battery pack. You can't make it that small. It's pretty wide. It's pretty wide. So the vehicles are wide. That's why like every Tesla is actually pretty damn wide when you really look at them, because you have to fit all those little AA batteries, and they literally are just AA batteries in packs. And you can only go so long, so you have to go wide to fill out the space. And plus, they have to put lots of reinforcement on the sides here to keep it, if hopefully in an accident, it doesn't just spontaneously catch fire.
Yeah. And Lucid stuffs a lot more batteries into their cars than everybody else. I mean, they have huge battery, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, I think their hours, the kilowatt hours in their cars are all over 100.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's a lot of
battery. Yep.
That's a lot of lithium ion right there. I mean, that's kind of scary, actually.
And we're saving the planet, but we're buying all that from China.
China and the third world nations that have freaking slave labor.
Yeah, slave labor and nothing, about how much you're burning to take it out of the,
it's filthy.
All the machinery.
Lithium is filthy. Lithium is filthy to mine. It's disgusting, actually.
But they
pollute so much water.
Oh yeah, it's terrible for the environment.
Oh, so here we go. Here's another little thing that just happened. What the heck? Go away. I've been having issues with the friggin' pop-ups today. So what do you know? Shock of all shocks. Ford may scrap money-losing F-150 truck. Oh, God. Go get out of my way. So surprise, surprise. See, first they used the electrical fire, the fire at the aluminum plant as a thing. Oh, we're going to stop production of F-150 Lightning because, we don't have enough aluminum. Okay. And then all of a sudden now it is looking like they're just going to kill it, because they sell, and I wish I was joking, they sell 12,000 of these a year. And they sell 500,000 F-Series every year. They sell 12,000 of these. And they are absolutely pointless vehicles, because this useless appliance can't tow half as far as my 10-year-old F-150. It can't tow half as much as my 10-year-old F-150. And honestly, it's harder to maintain than my 10-year-old F-150. It is literally a pointless vehicle. And I'm glad that Ford, who was losing $60,000 in every last one of these they sold, they have lost, I think they lost $18 million. It's not in this article, but they've lost $18 million on the electric and their company. Billion dollars.
See, and that's the same thing. I know some guys who bought them and guys with fleets, right? So they've got 10 trucks, whatever, let's say.
Yeah.
And they bought one or two to try it and see how it is. And same thing, you hook up a trailer to it and it doesn't go anywhere. You can't use it for a full day. You have to stop it and charge it. You can't just put gas in. Charging takes forever. They were absolutely useless. Guys had them for 6 months and were just so frustrated that they canned them. And the resale value on them is nothing, because nobody wants them. And they're trash, especially in Canada. In winter, they're horrible, man. They just don't have any range. And you can stuff 120 kilowatt hours in it, doesn't matter. The best thing they could do is just make hybrids with diesels or plug-in hybrids if you really wanted to save the planet. Hybrids are so much more efficient than electric battery vehicles, and we don't even have the capacity to fill battery vehicles anyway. It wouldn't matter. Where's all this electricity going to come from?
I have no idea. So, the Don Travel Channel. Hey, how you doing? Oh, it's going pretty well. Been very busy. We'll be talking about that. And let's see. He nobody knows is drives an EV. Good. You live in a smart part of the country. And the Lightning used to be cool, but it's going to be cool again, because I think Ford is now going to have an aftermarket Lightning thing from the dealership. That's going to be a supercharged Coyote motor.
So it's gonna have the Shelby motor in it.
Pretty much, yes. It's gonna have 700 horsepower as a dealer add-on. Those things are animals.
Yep.
I mean, good Lord. I mean, my 3.5 twin turbo is actually kind of scary.
Oh,
I
I know.
can't imagine 700 horsepower.
I've driven a truck almost identical to yours. I think my friend's was 2015 with the 6-speed. Is that what yours is around that, right?
I have a 16 with the 5-speed, a 6-speed in it. Yes.
Yeah, and you know, the first time you step on it, you're like, "Holy crap!"
Oh yeah.
Right? And the most ignorant truck I've ever driven was a new, I think it was a 22 F250 with the 6.7 diesel, but he took the exhaust off and all the blue, you know, all
Mhm.
that crap. Soon as the warranty was up, and he drove a lot, so warranty was up quick, and he took all that crap off and put in like chipped it, had so he had
Mhm.
a little, you know, where you could punch it in on the dash with your little screen, and you could put it into sport mode or whatever. And I think that thing blew up to like 600 horsepower and, you know, 1100 foot-pound of torque or something. You hit it at 80 kilometers an hour to get, or 50 miles. I'll do miles for you guys. Hit it at 50 miles an hour, and the back end just broke loose like all hell. You know, if it was in two-wheel drive, and it just laid rubber like a patch, and it was scary, rocking back and forth, and it was just ridiculous.
Exactly. And yeah, and yes, Benjamin, Puzzle does do commercials for Tesla in Japan. That is correct. She has been booked for that. No, I mean, the thing is, I made a mistake and I got mine in two-wheel drive. And I really wish I'd gotten the 4 automatic because my truck in the rain is terrifying. Actually, it's the only way to describe it. The traction control isn't enough. Uh, that thing has damn near 400 horsepower and over 400 foot-pounds of torque. Actually, almost 500 foot-pounds of torque, and it all comes on like a sledgehammer. So in the rain down here, it is utterly terrifying. So I actually start in second gear,
Yeah.
because I can just spin those back tires. I can actually spin them on the highway at 80 miles an hour. If
You
I'm
never
driving unloaded, I can spin them.
The thing is, though, you never want to tow in four-wheel drive. Like, towing with a two-wheel drive vehicle is
Is better,
much
yeah.
preferable than towing with a four-wheel drive. Towing with a four-wheel drive is weird. It feels terrible. I don't know why, but it's, you know, no tow trucks. Well, not, I wouldn't say no, but most tow trucks you see are only two-wheel drive, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the only time four-wheel drive be good is like if you're at like you're on dirt or whatever, and you need to pull the trailer out. It's good with that, but they've actually come a long way with the four-wheel drive. It's actually a lot better than it used to be. So, like the automatic, Ford has a really good automatic transfer case. It works really well. So it isn't as bad as the old ones with the manual locking hubs. It works. It's a pretty good system. But honestly, a lot of times I wish I actually had that four-wheel drive in my truck, just because the 3.5 is too much power for two
Yeah.
wheels.
Your
Too much
truck is
power.
your truck is overpowered. Like, there's
No,
no
it
doubt.
isn't. No,
Yeah,
it isn't. It's not
yeah.
overpowered because I can tow all the way up through Kentucky up the mountains, and I don't need a running start. I can yank that thing up the hill easy.
Yeah. If you had 75 less horsepower, it wouldn't make any difference.
Yes, it would.
No, it
It's
would.
actually the torque. It has so much torque, and that's what really makes it. I can pull. That thing's rated for over
I think you're
13,000 pounds,
I think you're
and
what, 390 and 440 or something like
yeah,
that horsepower to torque?
some psychotic
Yeah.
amount of
I
power.
mean,
It's
if you
great.
took 50 away from each, it wouldn't make a difference, man. I'm telling you right now. You wouldn't even
Yeah, I don't
notice
know.
it. It's Americans. They always want more horsepower and more torque, right?
Sue M, imagine New York winters. I drove in New York winters. I drove my Charger in New York winters. That was terrifying. A early 70s Chrysler B body in snow is a dangerous thing because there's no weight in the back end, and you just kind of just you fishtail. It was horrible. I hate winter.
The only Dodge I ever drove was a winter car. So I had an 89 Shadow.
That's what it was deserved.
Yeah, that's what it was for. I pulled it out in the winters and drove it in the winters. And
Of
if you
course,
lift it,
yeah.
what's that? If you lifted up the floor mats on the passenger side, you could see a little ground underneath her
Oh,
there.
how nice. So there's two D's of Larry bragging here because I know he's a 6'7", the 450 horsepower and almost 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, we've had diesels, and
So,
my God, it's just
so
great.
well, that's the same truck I was just talking about. The only difference is that the exhaust was ripped off it and it was chipped,
Yeah,
right?
oh my, yeah,
So
and then they're psychotic at that point.
yeah. So Larry, do you still have, do you still have the blue additive, like the additive and the original exhaust and all that stuff holding it back, or did you actually, modify it? Is what
That's a
I'm
good question.
wondering. But
That's a good question. And remember, Don Travel Channel is correct. It's never enough power.
that's what I
Absolutely.
just said. Isn't that what I just said?
I know. You can never have enough. So, yeah. So speaking of power, I saw. Oh yeah, G Canada's motorbike has a power of 22 reindeer, so they have different power up there. I see. So
Yeah, I put it away in the winter and then we go
you have
baby
to.
seal clubbing. That's what we break out the snowmobile for.
So here is something interesting that's come out of SEMA, and Edelbrock has gotten into the fuel injection. Like it really stepped into the ring hard, where they've come and they've actually released a new one that does not need any computer. It literally, you just put it on the car and it self-teaches itself. No programming, no nothing. Just put it on the car, drive the car around, and it's supposed to be able to learn. It actually
So this
sounds pretty neat.
and this is for old cars, like
Yep. This is
okay.
a retro for carbureted cars to put fuel injection on, and
And
it's actually pretty neat. So it comes with a Bluetooth tuner that you can use or from your phone. This is actually a really neat thing.
if it works, it's
If
awesome.
it works, it'll be just absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to see one of these in action and find out if somebody has one, because I mean, honestly, it's good for up to how much? 650. I think it's 650 horsepower, which is not bad. I mean, this could really be a supports 650 horsepower. Pretty impressive, actually. It has CAN communication, so it actually gives you feedback. So it actually will do like a modern car.
How much is it?
It is a cool $1,300.
That's not too bad,
No,
really,
it
though.
isn't.
But I mean, I haven't been in the market for a long time. What would a new a Holly double pumper cost? Six
Oh
fifty
God,
or
a
seven
carburetor,
fifty?
a new Holly, let's say it's 750 double pumper. You're talking $700 now. I mean, the
Wow.
carburetors are psychotically expensive now.
So if you needed something, this wouldn't be going that much over,
No,
right?
the only other thing is that you're gonna have to you need to buy the proper tank. You have to change the tank, and you have to run the extra lines and
Fuel pump.
the fuel pump. You have to have the fuel
Okay,
pump.
so it is adding some more expense there too.
Yeah, you're looking at probably less than 2 grand, all
But
in.
for the amount of money these guys put into these cars, I mean, an extra 2 grand to make it so that you never have to mess with the carbs again. You never have to tune it again. You can do it all from your phone on an old car. I think that probably be worth it to a lot of guys.
So yeah, here's a 4339JK. You would need some kind of air fuel ratio. Yeah, well, you have to put the bung in for you put it in a bung for the oxygen sensor, and I guess they come with a base tune on it where it's probably not giving that much fuel, and then it kind of, because fuel injection can change. This is the advantage of fuel injection. It can change its tune quite quickly. Unlike a carburetor where you have changes in temperature, it can't adjust very well. It has to get recalibrated. This is recalibrating quickly. And if it's doing it by itself, they're probably going to give you like a probably not too fat, but it'll probably be a little bit of a fat tune. And then it works its way up because it's trying to keep so it doesn't ruin the engine. But they're pretty quick. My friend uses a Fast, which they also make, and he put it on a Super B, and it basically recalibrated itself in about 5 drives. It was completely calibrated.
And it's running smooth. He's got no
Oh,
problems with it now.
no problem. Smooth as ice. He actually went to the Fast school. He actually went to a 2-day school on fuel injection. So he knows how to make them work. He's actually putting the dual on. next time I go see him, I hope it's on there. Dual fuel injection on a 383 in a 66 Dart that he's making into like a street not a like a like a street freak. The thing with a solid front axle and all that type of stuff. Yeah, he's doing like a street freak out of this car.
And
And
how much did the fuel injection system cost him? Around the same, about $2,000?
each one, yeah, faster are about, it was like 1,500 each. So there's like $3,000 in fuel injection on this car.
Yeah, but how much is he spending on the car? He's probably got
Nothing.
$100K into it or something.
Oh no! This car is ratty. This is
okay.
old school. This is old school street freak, kind of like you put the power on there and just paint it really basic, and you just you go to the strip and then you roll off like a 9-second quarter mile and then you just kind of park it. Yeah.
A 9-second quarter mile.
This thing could probably run a 9. It doesn't weigh anything. It weighs probably 2,500 pounds.
Yeah, well, that's the fun part about the old cars, right? I mean, my old Mustang only weighed like 2,800 pounds or something like that.
Exactly.
Like, so it didn't have to have like 800 horsepower to be fast.
Nope.
Especially with one person in it, the thing was so fast with, maybe 300 or 310 wheel horsepower in it, and it just flew. But you start adding weight and adding weight and adding weight. Like, I think my hybrids are like 3,850 pounds.
Oh yeah, they're heavy as hell. Well, the new Hellcats and all, they're 4,000 pounds. Yeah, literally, they're 4,000 pounds. And I mean, they have 800 horsepower, but they're so freaking heavy. You can't, like a new Mustang. You go on a road track, a new Mustang will eat them for lunch because they can't. They can't corner. They're too heavy.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, and they're hard on their tires because they're heavy. Weight is a bad thing in cars.
They're just made for a straight line.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they've got that weight in it, so they're not popping wheelies going down the strip too, right? I mean, you're trying to keep the front end on the ground on them.
Look at that, Sue M. Look, you got a Hers commercial. See, look at that. We're catering to everyone.
Articulate John says he went to school with a Holly double pumper. I second that right there. My Mustang had a Holly double pumper on it.
I went to school with a Carter BBD. My car was just a 318, and I was like, I just wanted it to be able to go back and forth to school. So I just left the BBD on there. Hey, I was able, but even in traffic though, that thing was horrible. 2 barrels are terrible in traffic. I got 11 miles or 12 miles to the gallon because 2 barrels are just using the one set of barrels all the time.
Yeah.
So you end up using more. They're not actually fuel efficient in traffic. On the highway, they're going to be more fuel efficient just because it's even less CFM. But a 4-barrel will be much more efficient in traffic. And that was always the fallacy.
Yeah, I got better fuel efficiency in my Mustang when I went to the 4-barrel.
Yeah,
when you're not on it, right?
Oh yeah, as long as you're not on the loud pedal. I had the same problem with my Charger. I mean, my Charger can get like 16 on the highway, 16 or 17. Unfortunately, I haven't really seen that because I'm very in tune with the loud pedal. I like that loud pedal a lot.
Yeah.
And
that's the problem.
Yeah, a lot of CFM, a lot of fuel start going, and it just goes. Oh, but it feels fun. So it's like, oh well, I don't have the car. I don't have the car to go and be fuel efficient in. I have the car because I want to have fun.
How much is gas in Florida right now a gallon?
Premium is like 360, 370.
You're putting premium into your truck?
Oh no. Actually, yeah, the truck. The truck, it depends. If I'm towing, I put premium because you get most out of it. Usually I just put regular in it. With normal driving, I don't notice the difference. Towing, I do. But normal driving, no, there's no difference.
The Bronco doesn't require premium either, does it?
Yes, but the wife puts premium in it all the time because it's hers. And you get an extra. With that one, you actually get like an extra 20 horsepower. You actually do get a bunch because as
I know you do, yeah.
So Ford's very good at doing the timing game on their vehicles with the engines. So
I remember years ago I actually put premium into my my Lincoln Mark 7 for a while, and it ran a little bit better. You got a little bit more horsepower out of it, and then I just stopped doing it. I couldn't be bothered. It's whatever, right?
see, Sue M needs a loud pedal that sounds fun. It is
You
fun.
you all have a loud pedal. It's just whether or not you use it, Sue. You just got to
Or
put your
if your
foot.
car is actually loud.
Yeah, that too. You just put your foot through the radiator, and there you go.
Here we go. 12 waiting. Hit the like button, everyone, and subscribe to the channel. Absolutely. Thank you, the Don Travel channel. Thank you very much. And help me with the logarithm. And then when this goes on replay, hype it. Hype the hell out of it. I love the
I've been
new hype.
hyping your shows. I've been hyping them like
Good. I
crazy,
like the
as many
hyping.
as I can every month, every week.
So should we be
6,000.
using premium SUM? It depends. It really does depend. Some cars don't need it. Some cars do. Like all BMWs need premium. It's just the way they're built. They have a lot of compression and a lot of timing, and they do. But like a let's say like a Chevy Colorado. No, that would use just regular gas. It's just but a Toyota Corolla, they have the hype. The sporty one has to use premium. So there's that. It just depends. Read your owner's manual. It's a fun read.
I'm so impressed with the newer BMWs. I mean, I drove a lot of them in the mid 2000s, especially the bigger ones, 5 Series, 7
Yeah.
Series, and they were all so absolutely boring.
Yep.
They were just terrible. Boring,
Yep.
like, oh man. And I just couldn't get into them. And I kind of turned away from them for a while. And then I drove, one of the not the M series, a 1 series, like in
Mhm.
2010 or something. And it just had the regular 6-cylinder in it. And it said it only had 225 horsepower, but that was such a lie. It wasn't even funny. It was a quick
Oh, they
little
always
car.
lied.
And now the newer ones with that motor, that 3-liter straight six
It's the
turbocharged.
It's called the B58.
B58, yeah, it's
All right, then, and
absolutely sick.
the Stellantis Huracan is a food stamp B58. It is the Dollar Tree B58. I would buy a B58 over a Huracan any day of the week. That Charger is so in trouble because what you're starting to get into 340 territory, 440 territory, even M2 territory, and those cars will absolutely kick its ass up and down the street. And it's so foolish. So
yeah, my friend has a 440 and he had the exhaust put on 440i with the exhaust put on it and a tune from BMW tune, like their own tune, and the thing is insanely fast.
Oh, it's scary.
Yeah,
So
it's
Sue M,
sick.
Sue M has a thing. She's asking if a Rogue needs it. No, a Rogue would not need it. That would be regular gas. Just save your money. Put 87 in. You're good. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I hang around with BMW guys down here. There's a group called Tampa Bemmers, and we go on cruises with them, and I go cruises with them with my E30, which has a whopping 190 horsepower. And there's a guy that has a B58 in a 340 that is tuned to over 700 horsepower. And this is one of the fastest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I was pulling away from a light, running every gear, and I was doing 100, and he passed me like the Roadrunner passes the Coyote.
Yeah. And you
Seriously.
can't blow them up.
No, you can't blow them up. They're indestructible.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
It took but it took BMW a decade to figure out how to make those engines not be time bombs.
Yeah,
because the previous generation, what was that? The N was that the N50? Was it the N55? What the hell was the previous one? That one was a horrible engine because it used to get a lot of carbon buildup on the top end of the motor, and it had a lot of problems with just with engine cooling and turbo cooling. So they were not a long life engine, but the B58 makes up for it.
Yeah, it's one of the best motors ever, without
Yes.
a doubt. Right? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there are very few motors on that list, but it is one of the very best motors ever.
Oh, the Don Travel channel. I hated the BMW automatics back in the day. Oh, the old ones were garbage. Oh my god, it's like I always called them the auto tragics because like you see an E30, it's for sale and it's not that expensive. Then you look at it, it's like, oh,
Automatic.
auto tragic. Oh well,
Yeah.
oh well. That's going to cost a couple thousand to fix that mess.
That's
Because
an
yeah,
I was sorry, I was gonna say that's another thing they fix now because all of them have the ZF 8-speed in them now. And
yeah, and
it's just a
it's a pretty tough.
phenomenal. Yeah,
That's a
it's
tough
phenomenal.
transmission. It is a tough transmission. So, but my God, though the original versions of them, they had that was a 4-speed and the E30, and it was just horrendous. It didn't do anything well, and then to try to maintain it was just a nightmare. You had to do fluid on it every 50,000, otherwise you were done. Even the E46s, they're automatics. You had to do fluids on them like every 60,000, otherwise the transmission itself would just it'd commit harry-carry.
Yeah, but their old standards were phenomenal.
Oh, they are.
Like
The gear
like
trags are one of the greatest transmissions ever made.
I can remember driving 80s, a 3 series and a 5 series that were both standard. And you just thought like this is the smoothest thing I've ever
Mhm.
felt. And this was back then, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And just phenomenal. I always thought that they had probably the best manual transmission feel out
I
of
have 2
anything.
of those, the Geartrek 275s. My E30 has it, and my E36 has that. My, daughter is learning on a Geartrack 275, and I'm like, "Honey, this is the easiest transmission you're ever gonna drive.
Oh
It
yeah.
is literally the easiest one in the world you're ever gonna drive."
Isn't the earlier one a 4-speed though, or are they both 5 speeds?
There all E30s only had 5 speeds. The
Okay.
E21, 3 series up to 1982 had a 4-speed in it,
Okay.
and it was okay. The 5-speed is probably the best transmission they ever
Yeah.
made.
I can remember driving a 3 series with the 4-speed, and then a couple years later, I drove them with a 5-speed. I thought both of them were phenomenal, but I mean, I was a kid. I was used to driving, a Ford Fairmont with a 4-speed in it, or a 3 on a tree from a
Yeah.
58 Chevy or something ridiculous. So, of course, you're gonna jump into a BMW and think it
Well,
feels like
I don't
$1,000,000,
know if you've
right?
ever if you've ever driven an A33 for a Mopar. That may be the most horrible transmission ever. It is because all the levers are on the side, so it's externally you have external shifting on it, and when you drag race it, you literally slam it into gear. There is no putting it. Literally, you're basically just kind of touching the clutch, but not really, and slamming it into second, and then you're slamming it into third with absolute brute force. And that's like the first transmissions I drove, and they are horrible compared to the BMWs, which are like literally, doot, 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 even wide open throttle. Doot, 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 doot.
Yeah, I've
So,
never driven one of those Chryslers, so I have no idea what you're
oh,
talking about.
it's brutal. You have to have the pistol grip because for up to 69 they had a little ball, and literally when you went for third gear you would inevitably you would slip. Can't say the word.
Inevitably?
Yeah, you would slip and you would smash your hand in the dash, and it hurts. Yeah, so that's why you put a pistol grip in, because then you're holding it like this and you can't let go.
I remember seeing them with the pistol grip in them, though. I
Greatest
never,
transmit
you know, I
greatest shifter ever.
I never knew why. I thought it was just there for looks, but apparently it wasn't just a aesthetic thing. Thanks.
Yes.
Learn something
So
every day.
so now let's go into the other big things that happened. It was Mecum had a Dallas auction, and I'm gonna point out something. This is kind of a little less with Mecum. There is a Mecum story coming, but this is about when people do things to old cars that they probably shouldn't have. Um, and this is kind of tragic. This car. Now, this car. This is a '69 Super B. This was from last summer. I actually did a video on one of my lives. I did a thing on this car during the summer. It didn't sell. $50,000 didn't sell. And you're probably wondering, G Canada, well, it looks nice. I mean, it looks very straight, nice paint on it, cool looking wheels. What could be really wrong with this car? Well, you get to the interior and you get this. Yeah, and you get a little more of this. You get that.
Look at the back seats in those, eh? Wow, man.
Then look at the shifter in the center. Look at the shift boot.
Nice.
It's
got like alligator skin or something on the interior.
Exactly. So
how
this
many
car,
snakes had to die to make that?
Exactly. So and the fit and finish is actually really crappy on this car. As much work as they did, it's really not nice. So this car, has a 383 in it. It has the regular engine in it with regular manifolds, and it even has it's actually painted the right color, and they did that tragedy to the interior and then the trunk.
Wow, look at that. Is that the way they came stock, like with the
No,
Super
this is
B and stuff? That's all.
no, this is
that
not
an alligator gar there.
I guess so. This is a tragedy of cars. This is literally the most tragic thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's pretty hideous, man.
And then they put a QA1 suspension in for no apparent reason. It has a 383 in it. Just use the regular Chrysler front end on it. You don't need this. So they spent into 6 digits on this car, right?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Okay, so that $50,000 in the summer in Florida, and if it didn't sell here, that's bad. So then they brought it again, and this is a different picture. It's not even a different picture. This is a different auction, though. This was last week at Dallas. Same car, same pictures. Went to 70,000 and still didn't sell. They still have a reserve on this car, and it's the same train wreck interior. It still has the same pictures, same everything, and this is why I tell people stay as close to stock as possible when you do an old car, because you may do something that most people hate, and then when you try to sell it, because most of the time you're going to have to try to sell your car, you're not going to be able to sell it. This person has now lost 2 consignment fees minimum to Mecum and has been unable to sell their car.
And how much is the consignment fee? A couple grand at least?
It's a few $100s. It's not a massive amount because Mecum gets 10% on both sides at the end.
Okay.
So, but this is why you don't super customize your car, because you're going to end up doing things that really most people hate. There's actually a Roadrunner that is the sister to this, and it's just as tragic on the inside. And I mean, this car needs this. Honestly, this car would need like 15 grand worth of work to undo all that mess.
You see hideous cars all the time, and guys think they've got, $1 million ride. And it's just like you said, when you customize something, you're customizing it for you.
Yes.
It's to your taste. And a lot of times these are the same people who have, leopard skin ceilings and mirrors all around their living rooms, right?
Yeah.
And they think that it's going to be gorgeous and everybody will like it, but then it turns out like that. And it's just a travesty, really. You're right. You just keep it as close to stock, unless you're keeping it until you die.
But even so,
but then who cares? I mean, if it was some old guy who got this fixed up, he drove it till it died, and now his family's trying to sell it, that's one thing. But otherwise, if you're not keeping it for the rest of your life, keep it as close to stock as you can.
See, I'm actually at the point where I don't mind bolt-on stuff because that's what everybody did. Color change, I have an issue with color change because that actually takes some of the personality out of a car, because you know what? You need to have the ugly green car at the car show. Everybody's going to remember it. What?
That can't be an original color.
That is an original color.
Really? Eh?
Yeah. My uncle's Super B was that color.
That's awful too.
It's a beautiful color. In person, it's beautiful. It has has lots of hues to it. And his Super B actually had a brown vinyl roof.
It looks like rust to me.
Oh, no.
It just looks like rust color.
In person, this color is beautiful. It literally has a shimmer to it. It is a really beautiful color in person. Absolutely.
To each his own, but to me, another reason why they can't sell it is that color.
Oh no, this is a very popular. 69 Dodge is a popular color. In
Okay.
fact, one of the ads they ran for the Charger, it was in this color. This is a very popular color.
Hmm.
But let's continue with Mecum. This is not as good a story as that. I don't know if you probably didn't hear about this. Mecum auction turns into demolition derby after driver's foot reportedly slips. Willis pickup smashed into a 66 Corvette, which then damaged a Trans Am and a modern vet.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, it's
Look
bad.
at that vet. Oh my
It's
God.
bad. So, the Willis is pretty badly damaged.
Are those the split rear windows? Was that 66 with the split rear window in the Corvette?
That was 63, but it's
Okay.
still an expensive car. It's still a
No
vet.
doubt. There are
But
not
even
many
the
of those around.
Firebird, those Firebirds actually bring a good amount of money.
Is that a turbo Trans Am, that one? Like the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's with the flaming chicken,
Yep,
you know,
yep.
that's the
Casey
whole.
and the Bandit or whatever.
No, it was oh God.
Yeah, whatever.
Now you made me forget. It's oh, the Bandit. It was Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit. There you go.
Yeah, Smokey and the
Casey
Bandit.
whatever.
But I mean, that's like all. Yeah, but the Willis. All right, so here's the owner of the Willis truck. Right, that's his truck. He consigned it to Mecum. He consigned it, so they're driving his truck. And so they went, and what they ended up doing after this thing went and it hit it hit the Corvette, it hit a 77 Firebird Trans Am, and then a 2019 C7 Corvette ZR1. All right, so it hit a lot of money. So what they did,
wow.
And this Willis has a modern Hemi in it with an 8-speed. So this is a very well done vehicle. And if you look, I mean, he did some damage. Thank God he hit fiberglass, but that car
wow.
That's a couple $100,000. That's $100,000 in fixed. That Corvette, you're talking close to 6 figures to fix that car.
And I'm wondering if this guy was screwing around and went to give it a little bit of gas to be an idiot, because he put there's a lot of force to drive that car into the next car, then the Trans Am into the. I mean, when we were driving on lots when we were kids, if we were out of sight of the owner, you're always popping the clutch and doing a little burn and taking off, just to be jerks because you're a kid, right? Wasn't your car. I never crashed one, but. You got to wonder what the guy was doing in it.
So it gets worse. So the 2 vets and the Trans Am were sold already. That's a problem. But wait, it gets worse. So Mecum went to this guy and they just said, here's your truck. You have to go through your insurance. That's what they did. They said to this guy that you have to go through your insurance. That is absolute nonsense. You're consigning the vehicle, Mecum. You own this. You're going to pay for that truck and those 3 other cars because your driver screwed up. If you give a car in consignment, it's just like bringing it to a repair shop. They own it at that point. And if you damage it, it's yours. You pay for it.
Have you ever heard of that? I forget what his name is, but he's a lawyer in Michigan, and he does a lot of automobile cases. He does lemon law. He's on YouTube, but I forget his name. He just did a thing like this a little while ago, where a guy actually was driving in a lot. So he dropped off his car at a dealership. A mechanic was driving his car in a lot who didn't have a license, 19 years old. So he must be an apprentice or something like that. He actually ran over another guy and killed him.
Jeez.
In the lot. And the person who owned the car is getting sued.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's wrong. Insane. But the person who owned the car is getting sued. And he dropped it off at the dealership, and it was only a 2-year-old car or something. So he took it into the dealership that he bought it at to get whatever done. They weren't doing anything big. It was just like an oil change or something like that, right? And the guy slipped and he drove and he ran a guy over and killed a guy. And now the person that owns the car is getting sued. It's insane.
Yeah.
I think about the lawyer's name. I'll let you know. I can't remember, but he's pretty popular on YouTube anyway.
So yeah, I had to go back to this vintage 76 garage BMW 524 TD, fastest mass-produced diesel car in the world in '86. Yeah, and I don't even know if we got them here. I think we did, but not a big allotment. So yeah, that's a shame. Another thing we lost the United States by not having, the diesels come. So
It's all
yeah,
California, and
yeah, I know.
Canada's the same because we get what you guys get, okay, and we are all dictated. All 49 other states and all of Canada are dictated by what California wants.
So this is a Facebook post by the guy that owns the Willis. And first, he's kind of upset because they screwed around and his truck went really late, so they didn't sell. The driver damaged his thing, and they said they should just turn it into my insurance. And he's like, he is literally getting into a fight now with them because he's wondering the same thing I did. Why am I responsible? I wasn't driving it. You were driving it, and you now have done damage to my vehicle and 3 other cars. This is like honestly, this is probably $150,000 worth of damage, all the cars combined, because that Corvette's really messed up too. And it's a new Corvette. And that old Corvette, yeah, that's going to be bad because they're not the strongest things in the world, and I can't imagine that the frame's not damaged.
Well, could you imagine if that 60-year-old Corvette has never been in an accident to this point too?
Yep.
And they're
Oh my
selling it
God.
with a clean title after 60 years of being on the road, low miles,
Yep.
Completely restored, and that would just tear the value of it.
Oh, absolutely. The guy that just bought this absolutely got, the guy that bought that Corvette, he definitely, if I was him, I would absolutely take action against Mecum, because now you bought a car and he probably paid a fair amount of money. Actually, I could probably look this up.
I think it would be 6 figures, wouldn't it?
Oh,
I'm not
easily.
sure. Yeah, they're
Easily
figures,
easily 6 figures, because let me see. Let's go here. Does it say? Oh yeah, the Corvette only had 23,000 miles on it. Oh dear God.
That's what I'm saying. They're selling a 60-year-old car with it's got a clean title.
That was the Trans Am, the 77. So it's the 50-year-old car though.
Yeah.
All right.
Title.
The Corvette had 25,000 miles on it.
Oh,
oh my God. It is a 327 car with 350.
Rare. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that is like a 66, I guess. So wait, let's look this up. That
makes me want to cry.
Yeah, it does. This is actually
seeing it makes you sad, like that. Oh man. And I'm not a Chevy fan, but those Corvettes are beautiful.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a Corvette. It's here it is. Oh dear crap.
Oh wow.
Look how much the guy paid for it. $126,000. Oh boy.
Spectacular. And not many of them had the 327. It wasn't the fastest one but I mean, it's just such a rare motor to have in that.
And it's the hot one. It's the one that had the giant carburetor on it and stuff that had 350 horsepower.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus. So this is $126,000 car that just got basically destroyed. And repairing a Corvette is not cheap. And it's not good. I mean, you're in some serious money trying to fix this car now. And the thing is, even if you fix it, it's no longer a 25,000 mile car. It is now a car that's been rebuilt, because this was an original car.
I mean, it goes from being $126,000 car to being an $80,000 car.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I would think.
Yes.
Or maybe worse. Or maybe less than that.
Oh my God! Look how perfect this car was.
And how much is it going to cost? And look how clean it is underneath.
Oh my God!
It looks like somebody kept it in a garage. In their, climate controlled garage for the last 60 years, right?
Oh, this is so
bad. It is spectacular. It was spectacular.
It was.
And oh my God. Turd. But that's what I'm saying. And that's what this lawyer was asking. How are they letting a 19-year-old that doesn't even have a license drive cars around a lot?
Wait, let's look up that Trans Am. I bet that Trans Am was, oh dear God, here it is. $64,000.
Jeez.
Oh,
So we're up to
God.
200K already. When
Oh,
you throw in auction fees, we're over 200,000 for the 2
yeah,
cars.
and then there's also the ZR1 Corvette. So let's
Yeah.
put a ZR1, and that had to be expensive
Oh yeah, absolutely.
because it's a ZR1.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Wow.
And wait, that one didn't sell. Wait, that was 115 and it didn't sell. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, uh-oh. Was it a convertible?
No,
Wait,
it was a 217, I thought it said.
is it
2017.
2017? Let's see, 220 01 oh, it had 200 oh, I had to wait 258 miles on that Corvette, the ZR1. Oh dear God. Mecum had 2 Sebring orange ones. So what year is the Corvette? Is this the Corvette? Let's see. 2019 C7 ZR1. So it had to be a regular one, non-hardtop. So it had to be a let's see, ZR1 convertible. Here it is, ZR1 coupe. Holy crap! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Look at the price. We're at a half. It's
Oh,
a
come
$500,000
on.
of damage. $500,000 damage.
That can't be right, can it?
It has
Are they
no
really
mileage
asking
on it.
$280,000 for that
It's
thing?
258 miles on it. That's why. It was an untouched car.
Was
Oh
it one
my!
of the first ones that rolled off the assembly line or something like that?
I guess.
What does it
But
say in the description? Does
it
it give
has
any more?
258 miles on it, and let's see. Has a 7-speed manual.
Manual? I didn't
Yeah,
even
it's a
think they
manual in it. Electronic, limited slip, carbon ceramic. It has all the options. Every
Yeah.
option you can
So it
have.
was one of the very last. It was one of the very last ones of
Yep.
that of the front engine, right? So it's,
Yes.
yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my God! It has absolute. And oh yeah, it had some ceramic coating put on it. Oh well.
So just the cars, you're like $500,000.
Yep, $500,000 of cars got
The
damaged.
ones that they hit. Never mind the truck, because we haven't even looked up the truck
Well,
yet.
that truck. Well, the truck didn't sell, and
What are they asking for it?
I don't know. But the thing is,
That's
Willis,
insane. That's
it was at 70. Oh my God! So that's like $100,000 truck.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. This is what I mean. This is an absolute tragedy that happened at Mecum.
Wow.
They damaged a lot of cars, and
I'm glad you didn't tell me about it beforehand, because now I can just have my, how do you feel about this moment?
How do you feel about this?
I just want to cry.
Yeah, this is horrible. I mean,
yeah, it really is.
And I mean, I can't imagine how these people feel, because they have to feel pretty. I mean, especially, the guy that bought this. I mean, even if I don't care how rich you are or whatnot, but you buy a car with that much mileage on it, you're like, man, I got a really good one here. I got a really awesome low mileage Corvette. I have something really neat to have in my little collection, and I can't wait to take this and show my buddies. Yeah. Oh
And
well.
no matter how awesome that ZR1 is with 700 horsepower, the supercharger, all that, blah blah blah, and how good it is around a track, I don't care. That 66 is absolutely gorgeous.
It was
Just spectacular. If somebody said you could have one or the other, I don't know about you, but I take the 66 all day long.
Ed Rooney, 327 was the only small block available that year. Yes.
There you go.
Yes, because there was in between the 283 and the 350.
So Ed, do you know how many of them were made that year in the 327?
Can't be that many.
With the 4-speed standard. Did they do automatic in that Corvette at that time?
Yeah, they
I don't
did.
think so. Did they?
They did, because remember, it was a high-end luxury car. So high-end sport car. So it had, they had automatics in them.
Yep.
But dear God, I mean, you have to be talking like, under 1,000. I mean, seriously, you have to be talking under 1,000.
Yeah.
So it's a rare car.
Under 1,000 made. How many are left?
Exactly.
In that good a condition, right?
Yeah, I mean,
now you're whittling it down. Every parameter you put it into whittles it down and whittles it down and whittles it down until you've got that, which is now smashed by some moron.
Yes. Let's see. So we have this one right here. We see what it says, how many there are. It doesn't say, but it has the paint. It's probably one of 10 with the friggin' paint. I mean, honestly, it can't be that many of them that are this color green with a 4-speed and a 327, 350 horse. It's just not that common. And knockoff wheels. This has knockoff wheels on it. Wow. Oh, Vintage 76 said good night. Oh, good night. Get some good sleep. Yep, Ed Rooney 350 introduced in 68. Yep. And that's
so 350 of those with a 327 motor. That's it.
No. The 350 in the 3. He was just saying the next
motor.
motor.
The 350 motor.
Yeah, okay, I don't know, sorry. But there can't be many. It's an expensive car, and there can't be many of them. But this combination, I mean, you're. And the thing is, this type of car is fully documented, so they have all of that. So good Lord, I mean, wow. So the poor guy that owns that Willis, they said call your insurance company. No, you're gonna own this because there's over $500,000 worth of cars damaged, and the Corvette is very close to needing a complete repair. I mean, completely redone. And the Trans Am is actually pretty messed up.
Yeah, I mean the Corvette's hit on both sides.
It's pretty messed up, and it's a Corvette.
On the one sides, they're not tough.
No,
that's really sad, dude. How long you think the guy had his job for after this happened?
Oh, I imagine they fired him immediately. I'm hoping they fired him immediately. Let's see what is that color called?
God, that's gorgeous, man.
It is called Mosport Green Metallic. I didn't know this color. That's
a Canadian color, man. Mosport. It's from the Molson Park. Yeah.
No kidding.
I think they made some of those Corvettes in Canada at the time.
Damn. Wow. That's tragic. So let's move on to SEMA. It's our last little thing in the evening is SEMA. So first, this was like the biggest news besides Toyota bringing the Scion name back for a side-by-side with like 400 horsepower. Ford is just going, yep, we're gonna double down on this Maverick. So they're making a 300 horsepower Maverick, and it will be available early next year.
What are they putting the 2.3 into it?
I believe so. It's gonna have it's gonna 2-liter. They're still gonna put the 2-liter, 238 horsepower to 300 horsepower, 317. Wow.
I don't know why they wouldn't just maybe the 2.3 doesn't fit.
It probably doesn't, but they're using the 2.3's bigger turbocharger. Jeez.
Yeah, so they're just blowing it out more. I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know how strong those 2 liters ever were. I mean, the 2.3s are pretty indestructible.
Yeah, they're indestructible.
The 2 liters.
The 2 liter is not bad as long as it's not the wet because the wet belts in the 3-cylinder. These are normal. It is downsized 2.3s. So they're kind of downsized. They're not bad.
Yeah, the 3 cylinders are absolute trash.
Oh, that's something you should never. If you know somebody wanting to buy one, please just tackle them and make sure they don't buy that car.
Yeah, they're terrible. And I'm a Ford guy, I always have been, but they're absolutely brutal. Yeah,
they're horrible. Actually,
motors.
I do cars. He has a place out in St. Louis. He sells used engine parts and he takes apart engines on YouTube. And he went and he's taken apart 2 of them, and the first generation and second generation 3-cylinder. And literally after he took the second one apart, the wet belt basically was coming apart in there at 60,000 miles. And he's just like, don't buy these. Just tell you if you know somebody, no, just say don't. These are garbage. These are utter garbage. Them and the Pentastar V6. Those are 2 engines that are absolute trash. Stay away from them. Just stay away. Run away.
See, when those ones came out, I thought they were a great motor. They were on Ward's list a bunch of times. The Pentastar 3.6.
Pentastar 3.6. It's awful. It has so many problems.
Yeah, now.
But when it always had problems.
No, when they first came out, it was on Ward's list for like.
No, it had big deal. Ward's list means nothing. They had lifter problems with them. They had camshaft problems with them. They had fire problems with them when they catch on fire. They had fuel injection problems. Now the new ones, in the minivans, the back cylinders, the head gasket gives up. You don't know it. It fills the cylinder full of water. You go to start the engine, and then you hydrolock it, and you blow the engine
Boom.
up,
Yeah, it's toast, and then it's
and you don't know
gone
what's happening.
because the block will split at
Yep.
that point too,
Oh,
right?
yeah, actually, it makes rods into like very odd. They're not straight anymore. They makes them
Yeah.
into like angles.
Yeah, and they go smashing through everything.
Yes, it's really bad. And of course, the other thing Ford came out hard, man. The Ford Custom Garage made a Raptor R even more powerful. So now the Raptor R, they have
Because
an
that's what
addition.
it needed. It just didn't have enough power before, right?
Yeah, it only had 720. Now it's 900 horsepower.
Yeah.
What is?
Like
I mean,
I
this
said
is
before, you can never have enough horsepower for North Americans, right?
the thing is, this is basically just like an off-road like race vehicle because it's an R. So
It's a
900
Baja
horsepower
truck.
makes perfect sense. Yeah.
It's a Baja truck,
Baja
right?
truck.
Like
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Baja, what is a Baja 1000?
Yeah, the
That
1000.
desert race, right? Yeah.
So yeah, so then the other thing from there, actually, I saw this and I was like, oh, I kind of like this. This is Classic Car Studio did the 68 Charger, and they put a 440 in it. They didn't try a new motor. They put a 440, a Landy 440 with the old style stacks on it. And it has a little hood scoop on there. I just kind of like this car because it's really basic and it's not black. It's kind of like in a green. I like that because it's not black and it has an old school engine in it. It's actually not a bad. I hate the wheels, but this is pretty cool.
I'd be more into going down the page and looking at that Lotus that's there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at
I
this.
love those in the late 80s, man. Those
The
were
James Bond car.
yeah, exactly. They were absolutely gorgeous. And you know what? They actually a couple Canadian guys just did a review on one. They had one out, and they said that it had 350 horsepower, but the motor was actually rated for 500. They spent so much on development, they had to use a Peugeot gearbox for it,
Mm-hmm.
and the gearbox could not handle the 500 horsepower, so they had to detune the motor down to 350. Right?
Jesus.
Yeah, or else it would have been a 500 horsepower car at that
Wow.
time in the late 80s, which is just insane for the time. It could already keep up with the Ferrari 355 at the time, right?
Yes.
And maybe had a little better handling than the Ferrari even. And
Yeah.
that's back when you could actually, a normal sized guy could fit into a Lotus. Now, have you
Oh,
seen them lately?
I've gotten in them. It's like it's literally. Good thing I do like yoga because otherwise there's no way to really get in there easily,
Yeah,
and they're on the ground. I mean, you
yeah,
literally you put your hand on the ground to get out.
yeah.
But this one, I love this car because it's just totally psychotic. It has 2 Garrett turbos on it, intercoolers, a custom exhaust and intake.
I
All that
love that
squoze in
car
that
in
little
the 80s.
place.
I love that car in the 80s, man. It was, like a wall hanger. So you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
poster car that you
Oh, it
dream
was a
about
poster car.
when you're a
Too
kid.
bad. Too bad. Vintage Garage left because look, the '73 Volkswagen thing. They kind of modified it. They gave it like almost a Jeep vibe. They put a top on there. They did the old school like plaid interior. This is actually pretty neat. But they left
Last
it so you can still wash it out.
last time I was in Cozumel, we rented a Volkswagen Bug with the top cut off. And it was like that, right? It had no doors on it. They took the
Yeah.
doors off of it and they cut the roof off of it. And it just a total piece of junk trying to drive it. Little 4-speed and the air cooled
Oh.
motor in the back. But it was so cool just to drive around the island in Mexico and with that little Volkswagen, right?
Oh, so back to
Very
the
cool.
Corvette. They only made 8,300 coupes that year. Total.
Wow. Wow.
So you're talking probably one of 10 because of the
Yep.
color.
Yep.
Damn, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So yeah, and then they have this Jeep, the Rewind concept. Yeah. I guess Stellantis. You probably need to go back and and think this one through. You need to think that one. Yeah, no.
What do you think
And
is going to happen with Stellantis? Are they just going to finally kick the bucket, or what?
I think that Tavares, as much as I despise the man, is right. The company cannot survive being a European American company. It doesn't work. No company can do that. They especially can't because they they have to rebuild the American side so much. They just don't have the ability to do it. The 13 billion they're spending is pennies. They need to spend probably 50 billion to revive what's left of Stellantis at this point. And it's so funny is that there's other channels that talk mainly about the new Stellantis, the OC Motivator, TK's Garage, and the Butter Insider. And these guys, they're running around, from the rooftops screaming about SRT this, SRT that. SRT ain't going to save this company. They need a regular vehicle for people. They need a Ford Explorer. You know what I mean? They need what's the Chevy regular SUV everybody has, like a Yukon or whatever. They need that. They need a car. They need a small, efficient car. They
Well,
don't need 800 horsepower engines. They need cars that like the station wagon I had in Sicily. They need that car because you're not going to sell to the mass market 800 horsepower cars or 600 horsepower cars because the insurance will kill the average person. It'll absolutely crush them because I know how much it would cost for me. I mean, I'm in my 50s. I'm in Florida. I'm in a low crime area, literally, and I have a clean record. And a new Charger with that Huracan in it would probably be about $6,000 a year in insurance for me, just for me.
$500 a month.
Yep. And
wow.
I'm sorry, but you need to have a 300 horsepower Charger.
Just because they get stolen so much? Is that the?
Well, no, it's just because it's 800 horsepower. When you start getting in above or 600 horsepower, once you get above 400 horsepower, the insurance rates start going parabolic because it's now a performance car, and it is literally the death of high performance. That's why the Mustang's having a hard time selling it. It's not because of anything wrong with it. It's hard to insure that car. It's expensive. Yeah, and Stellantis cars are very hard to insure because they're easily stolen. I mean, besides all the horsepower, they're easily stolen because they have terrible security. But these other channels are running on like there's some massive turnaround. They put a horrible V8 in their Rams, the one nobody wanted, the 5.7 with the stupid electric motor on there. And they came to SEMA with nothing, and especially this flaming Wrangler here. And honestly, they have no good grasp of North America. They need to split the company up because Europe and North America are two different animals. And BMW gets it, Mercedes gets it, Porsche gets it. Those companies get it. Volkswagen, they get it. But Stellantis never got it. Like BMW makes completely different models in Europe, but they know what models will sell in America. And they market the hell out of that. So, I mean, it's sad.
Yeah, I don't think they're ever going to be able to weasel their way into the North American market, especially since their best cars are like what you had, like
Well, no,
diesel
that car would
wagons.
sell. That car would sell here. That
Yeah,
car
but
would sell like hotcakes.
yeah, but we can never get one here. That's the thing. Like
Exactly.
California's still got the crush down on us, right? I
Mhm.
mean, if I could buy a diesel wagon, I would love that, man.
Hell, actually, that little thing with a normal gas engine in it, a 2-liter gas engine in it, would be phenomenal. Even that, you a small turbo on a 2-liter gas engine, still get 35 miles to the gallon on a highway. It'd be great. And that car was only $25,000 in Italy. It was 25 grand. That's it. That's all that car was.
One of the best vehicles I was ever in was a Peugeot wagon, big one, with a 6-speed standard, and I think it had a 2.2 bi-turbo diesel in it. And the thing revved at nothing. You got 50 miles an hour all day long on the highway.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. It was comfortable. It was big. It was quiet inside. For a family car, you couldn't ask for anything more. You could
Exactly.
never ever get one over here. Like
And yet,
I would love to have one of those things. They're
yeah,
beautiful.
no, we've made it so it's almost impossible to get really good cars. And the average price of a car now in America, $50,000.
Well, that's the thing about the Mustang too, right? I mean, when I went in 2017 to buy plug-in C-Max, Ford had, and this is Canada, so Canadian dollars, they still had what, 6 vehicles under 30,000
Mhm.
at the time,
Mhm.
right? They had the Fiesta, the Focus, the Fusion. You could get a F-150 for under 30 grand. They had a Mustang, was a base Mustang, was under 30 grand. Like, and now every single one of those is like 50 grand.
Yes.
And they don't have any of the cars anymore.
Yeah,
But
they need
everything
to bring
else
the
is,
cars back badly.
yeah. I mean, they're what are those stupid, the 4-door small SUV? I forget what they're called.
The Flex?
Escape. No,
Oh, the
sorry, Escape.
Escape?
Yeah, Escape. I mean, those start at like 45 or 46 grand now, right? I mean, it's insane how much cars have gone up
Yeah,
just
well,
in
that's
7
because
years,
everything
8
getting
years.
added to them, and then, of course, paying the union workers 20% raises. That has to go somewhere.
Yeah, that you're right about that. That
So
crushed
here we
us.
go. 4339 JK, always coming with the good stuff. Bob Lutz said if they let GM buy Chrysler, GM would have never went into bankruptcy. But let's face it, Jeep would be the only brand left. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Anybody with any intelligence would already be axing Chrysler. Chrysler has nothing anymore. It has ancient minivans and no new product on the horizon.
Well, I was gonna say, what happened to the Caravan? Didn't they stop making it? It's just the Chrysler Pacifica now or whatever?
Yep, that's it.
And they're very expensive also, right? Like,
Yes,
I
they
think
are,
they start at like 50 grand.
and they have the Pentastar 6 in them. That other piece of trash that's in that. That's what the only engine you get is that Pentastar 6.
But they sold a ton of those because they were cheap.
Not anymore.
Like the Dodge Caravan was one of the best-selling vehicles in North America
Yeah, but
for decades,
the
and they
taste
were
moved
cheap.
on. People buy
Yeah,
SUVs now.
yeah, I guess you got a point
So
there.
the thing is, Dodge is pretty much dead because I don't think the new Charger gas engine car is going to be successful in any way, shape, or form. It's going to fail just like the electric failed because the build quality is pretty bad, and you can't get one with under 600 horsepower. Normal people aren't buying that car. They can't afford it. They just can't afford that car.
And lots of people bought 6-cylinder Chargers,
Absolutely. That's actually what they
right?
sold the most of was the
Yeah.
6-cylinder.
Yep.
And
And you
it
could
still had
actually get, sorry,
yeah, good.
I was gonna say you could get the 4-wheel drive was only available in the 6-cylinder
Correct.
too, right?
Correct.
So for northern states, that would have been pretty
Greatest
popular.
car you can have.
Yeah.
That was the other thing because they say I think the new 6-pack, whatever they're calling it. I don't know if I think it may be 4-wheel drive, but with all that power, it's useless in the snow. All that power and torque is useless in the snow. That's the worst thing you can have. I would rather have a slant 6 with like 98 horsepower in the snow because you know what? You're not going to do anything stupid. You're not going to get stuck either. You're just going
It
to
must
keep
be a
going.
real problem for you down in Florida, buddy.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Keep rubbing it in a little bit more.
No, I used to live in New York. I know what it's like.
Whatever. You haven't been there for
Oh,
35 years now.
yeah. Hey, Gary Ackerson. Cool. My favorite Mopar guy. It's okay. You're late. It's fine. You can always watch it on a replay and watch it on a replay multiple times because there's lots of little things in here. That's what I say.
Don't forget the hype, Gary.
And you got to hype it too. Yeah. So, and Gary, next year I'm probably going to be going to Carlisle, and I'm also gonna go to Moparty, and then I'm going to do the Nashville show. That's a week later because I'm going to stay at my friend's. So that's my plan so far for next year for car shows because and there were not many super stock cars at Gartlett's, but there is going to be a magazine article on a 1966 Hemi Coronet 440 that was used just to drag race. It has like 150 miles on it. It's never had tags on it ever. It's never been registered.
Wasn't Carlisle the one you were telling me about in Michigan?
No, that's Woodward. And
Okay,
it's just a little much if I want to. It's basically 2.5 days of driving for me.
Oh, it's a long drive, man. You don't have to tell me. I told you for years I drove down to Florida, right? Florida and back. And I'd hop in here at 2:00 on Friday afternoon at about, right around 2:00, and I'd pull into Orlando, 10:00 the next morning, man.
Damn.
Just straight through, and I'd rumble right on through the night. And then a week later, I go back home.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So here's what I was talking about earlier. Here is the supercharged F-150 is going to be through Ford dealers, so you don't have to get a Shelby anymore. So it's going to be dealer installed package that's going to be warranted. So it's almost like having a Stadia or a Shelby, I guess, where you just do the add-on, and it's through Ford's custom garage program, which is new. So Ford is really getting into the custom garage, the custom car after the sale type of stuff. And that's actually really good for everybody. Ford has always been best with keeping up with their cars, keeping up with having parts available. That's why I own new Ford vehicles, because I can always get parts for them. True story. My friend has a 2017 Ram 2500 diesel. The rear camera went bad on it, right? You figure it's not that bad, rear camera. It's like less than 10 years old. They put the new updated camera in. It didn't work. It had no lines. It didn't turn with the steering wheel. It didn't work. Put the old camera in. It worked. So he had to go buy a used camera on a vehicle less than 10 years old, because Stellantis doesn't keep parts for vehicles over 7 years. Isn't that great?
That's crazy. That's
Isn't that
just
great?
Crazy.
That's why I have Fords. Everybody looks at me. That's why I have Fords, because I like to get home. Oh, look at it. Let's see. So the program launches with some simple Bronco packages that are aesthetic, but we're interested in one that has the F-150 with the 700 horsepower.
And the thing is, if you done at the dealership, you still get to keep your warranty, right?
Yep. And you can get an extended warranty on it. It'll still be covered.
Yep.
This is just phenomenal. I mean, look at this. You can get a single cab pickup, with the 700 horsepower in it. That is literally the original Lightning.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
I love every part how stupid that is. That is just phenomenal. Look at that, man. That is just an animal.
Sheer stupidity.
I love it. I love every part of this. So, yeah. And then, of course,
that's America right there, boy.
America. And then, of course, Ace of Shades. What's this? Here we go. Gary Ackerson. Carlos, great. Watch you at Big Daddy. Sorry I missed it. Oh, man, it was friggin' phenomenal. We had 220 cars plus some other stuff on Saturday, which is the best it's been in a while. The show on a big rebound. And, there were Hemi cars everywhere. It was just amazing. And I actually am going to have a video of walking through Don's garage, which is hilarious, because at the beginning of the video, Don is starting up a new a 6.4 Hemi on a run stand, and he's not wearing earplugs because the man is stone deaf.
How did you get to walk through there? I mean, was everybody allowed to? Or?
Yeah, on the show day, it's open. So he has some displays in there, and it's actually free. It's the only free thing you can go to, because otherwise, for show participants, it was $11 to go to the museum. But the museum is worth it. I've been through it a couple times.
Yeah, but
the museum is phenomenal.
$11 is just you're paying to keep it going. That's not.
Yeah, but the real price is $20 to get in there.
Yeah, it's still that's not that bad. But I'm just saying, like at $11, you're just paying them to help keep it open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, they have intrinsic costs that they have to cover every year just to stay there. So, It's not like he's getting rich on charging people $11 to come in and see
Yeah,
it.
but
Even at
the other thing's open 364 days a year, 363 days a year,
maybe he is
364.
getting rich then.
No, he's
I guess
keeping
it
it
depends on
going.
how many people come in.
And actually,
every
the
day,
show
right?
is actually to help the museum, because the museum is a 501c3, and it's actually he has like Shirley Muldowney's drag racers in there. He has some of his cars from the 40s. He has a 4-door FBI Hemi Coronet that's in there. I mean, there's a lot of neat stuff in that thing. It's great. It's a great little museum.
And
Yes,
where is this though? Is that Florida?
Ocala, Bellevue, Florida, just south of Ocala.
Jeez, I'm surprised I never went there.
It's a fabulous, it's a good half day.
Yeah.
And if you see Don, he's still an ornery, deaf old bastard, but that's what makes him so great. To be ornery, that's why he's 94 and he still bicycles. So
nice.
Exactly. And he still
Pretty
drives
wild.
his cars. He still drives. And
they haven't taken his license away from him yet?
No, he still drives pretty good. Wow. And he reassembles engines still. 94 years old.
Hey man, anything that keeps you going,
Absolutely.
What are you gonna do?
And his girlfriend's 30 years younger than him, so that probably helps too.
Actually, Ocala is just north of another favorite Florida place of Canadians, the Villages.
Oh yeah, that's expanding everywhere.
Yeah, they love that place. It's like Disneyland for geezers.
Most STDs per capita of any place in the United States.
I wouldn't doubt it. I heard that before, but
it's true. 4339 JK Ram stop single caps. Oh yeah, I went through. I think I did it last week. I was talking about this Hemi, and literally to get a Hemi in a Ram, you have to spend like $60,000, and it's only in a 4-door, and you can't get it in the lower trim. So if you have a work truck, you can't get the 5.7 in it. And I don't even know why you'd want the 5.7. It has a stupid electric motor on top of it that if it goes bad, it takes 6 months to replace.
So what's in there then? Just the Pentastar V6?
No. They had the Huracan. It's Pentastar than the Huracan. They have the two flavors of the Huracan.
3-liter?
The 3-liter inline 6, which for a work truck is not a good thing. It's just, especially as wound up as those are. No, it's just not good. It's just not.
You gotta wonder what they're thinking half the time. I just don't get it, right?
They don't understand the American market. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm thinking they're going to be two companies, because they just don't get it, man. They just don't get America. They don't understand you can't ramrod inline 6s with turbos in trucks in North America. That just. I mean, Ford was able to get by with the 3.5 twin turbo because they built it like a diesel engine. They go over 200,000 miles. They are tough.
As long as you take care of them.
Yeah, as long as you change the oil, make sure you don't do anything too stupid with it. Change the air filter on there. It'll go and go and go.
What do you hear about the 2.7s though?
The 2.7s are great engines. They just don't. They're not as wound up. They get better fuel economy because, they're not as wound up, but they don't pull as much.
So I think they have like 400 foot-pound of torque or close to it.
It's close to it, yeah. But the 3.5 is I like it better than the 5-liter because it just has more grunt to pull. That's the only thing. It has more grunt to pull.
And they're time tested too. It's not like it's a new motor. I mean, they've been using them for a decade already, easily, right?
Oh, more than that, actually. 15 years.
Yep.
So the thing is, the way they build it, I do cars. They took it apart, and they actually have a girdle on it. I mean, that's how reinforced that block is. There's a girdle on the bottom around the bottom end, around the crank and all. It actually is a separate girdle that's reinforced, that has webbing. So that bottom end is pretty much indestructible. You have to do something incredibly stupid to damage that thing.
Yeah, I don't hear people blowing them. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about them, really, right?
And people get 700 horsepower out of them, and they're not blowing them up. And I'm like, damn. Yeah. See, 4339 JK. He buys F-150s because they're only swing out crew cab doors. Yeah. Yeah. That crew cab is actually for like a work truck and all. Holy crap, that's a great truck because you have enough room that if you don't have stuff you don't want to put in a bed, you can actually put it behind you, and it's easy because the door moves way out. It goes completely vertical. It's perfect.
I mean, everybody I know that has fleets, that they all use 150s.
Of course.
Or not 150, not 150, but like they all use Fords. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what it is, 250s, 350s, 450s. Almost, I never see fleet guys using Dodges or
No.
even Chevys, right?
No.
I just never see it. The only fleet Chevys I see are, you know, Suburbans and stuff that they sell to the police, or Yukons, you know, Tahoes, Chevy Tahoes. But for all the fleet guys I know in Canada, all use 150s.
Yeah, and the other thing they use down here is they use the those little vans, because they're indestructible.
Oh, the little Ford vans?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the company guy I know has a company, and they have one of those Ford little transits. It had
Yeah, Transit.
160,000 miles on it.
Yeah, still going, no
It's
problem.
still going. You're like, damn.
They just got the little natural aspirated, right?
Yeah, it's
Motor,
nothing.
yeah.
It's just a perfect little work
Yeah.
van.
Yep.
You know, it still got 20-something miles a gallon on the highway. It's
Yep.
pretty nice. So, all right. So I have one more thing, of course, and it's a little thing from Ace of Shades. It's
After
actually
that, after that wreck, I don't know if I want to see anymore.
Well, no, this is actually pretty cool.
That made
This
me
is
want to
from
cry.
SEMA. This is from SEMA. They did the paint for this Corvette. So let's see if I have any sound on this. See if it. Oh wait, I have to click here. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. You know what? I keep on trying to. There we go. Paint. Wow.
What year is it?
Wow. Do you hear anything or no?
No, I can't hear anything, man.
God damn, that's terrible. I don't know. I don't know how to make that actually go through the speaker. I always have problems with that.
Can you hear it on your end?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's all in my head, which sucks.
Yeah. I was just looking at looking at the paint on it and the rims of that. I didn't even know you were trying to get the motor to crank.
Yeah, it's the motor sounds great, but unfortunately, like most things, let's see.
What year is that?
I think that's a 60. Let's see, 67.
Late 60s, no? Yeah.
Well, hold on, what did I do here? Oh, here I am. It's mid 60s.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a mid 60s because that's a flat hood. Wow. Oh wait, it has a 454 side pipes. Oh my god. Wait. I can't really see the car. I don't know if they're here.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I turned the sound off because I realized that I don't know why I can't get it to feed through. I hate At times I hate StreamYard.
Look, it's clicked off here on the.
I know, but I click it on. It doesn't matter. All I get is my ear full of this really nice sound, and you know it sounds beautiful. The only problem. Go ahead.
I was gonna say some of those did come original with 454, right? That was the big motor in them?
Not that body style.
No. What was the big motor? 420?
427.
427, yeah, okay.
The 454 came out in 69.
Okay.
But that may be a 69. I can't tell because of the angles they're taking. It's hard to see.
They're not giving you a good shot on it. It's been obviously heavily modified too. Like
so this company makes the paint. And you know what though? The way that hood is, I don't know. But they make custom paint and all. Ace of Shades, and so that's their paint, and this was at SEMA, and Jesus, cool. that is some freaking deep ass paint.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, man.
I would be terrified to even drive that car anywhere. That's just too beautiful. It's like jewelry.
Those aren't original on the fenders though, right? And on the quarters, like
no, that's all that's custom.
It's all been stretched out, yeah.
But the thing is, these cars are great to customize because they they're fiberglass, so it's really, really easy to do. You can flare them and everything. I like the old school wheels on it. Everything about this is really cool. I wish we got a little more picture of it though. I just because
And this was for sale, or this was just
no,
a
it's at SEMA.
demonstrator?
They
Yeah,
showed it at
okay.
SEMA.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed Rooney, man, he comes with facts. I love Ed Rooney. 69 still had a 427. Wow. Oh, so it was 70 to 454 came out. Interesting. Oh, that's right. Okay, my friend has a 69. What am I thinking? Because he has a 69 427 car, and
Thanks, Ed.
it's an animal. It is terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Corvette
Did you
had a
ever watch
420.
it? I forget. It was a show with all the astronauts. I forget what it was called now.
I Dream of
But
Jeannie.
yeah, the newer one. But they all had Corvettes, and they would race them after they went to work every day at NASA, and they would come out of there. It was just cool because there were 7 or 8 just absolutely beautiful cars in that show.
Don't know. Huh. That I'm blanking out on that one because I'm trying to remember that show, and I don't remember that show. That's weird.
Yeah, it's on recently. Like, it's still on right now.
Oh, I like it. Oh, okay.
I'll get it.
If
For
it's
All
on recently, I
Mankind.
don't watch TV, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
For All Mankind.
Oh, For All Mankind. Okay.
Yeah, For All Mankind. It just, it makes me think about this because one of the cars had the side pipes and the 454 in it and the whole bit, right? So it was just cool. The other guy I was thinking about that was the lawyer who does a lot of the auto stuff is Steve Lato
Oh,
on
Steve Lato. Okay.
on YouTube. So he was the one who was talking about the guy who got run over, and the mechanic that got run over, and then the car owner got sued. Crazy
So
situation.
I wonder if he's licensed in Texas because maybe this guy needs to go to Steve Lato and go after Mecum because this is ridiculous. You know what? This may be a 67 because I don't see anything over here because the Stingrays all had inputs. Because I'm thinking this is a C2, not a C3, just because of the fender. There's nothing there.
Not really my forte. I would take Ed Rooney's
Yeah. So
word
Ed,
on it before I take mine.
what do you think? I'm thinking it's a C2 because of the hood looks pretty flat, which I mean most of them look flat, but it's not swoopy and there's nothing on the side at all. I mean to kind of even show that it was that. So this is hard.
Yeah, you're not going to
Corvettes are not my forte. I just kind of know the generations, and that's about it. So I'm a Mopar guy, and I know Fords, but that's about where it ends.
If that was a Mustang, I could tell you exactly what it was. But for
Exactly.
for a Corvette, I really don't know.
Yeah. So I have no idea. So it's just yeah. But yeah. So that was that. That's from Ace of Shades, and that's their really cool paint that they put on there.
Now, wasn't somebody from the chat down there? You were saying too?
Yeah,
Was
that's
it
Sue M and
Is Sue
Mr.
down
M.
there?
Yeah, they're the ones that own Ace of Shades,
Oh
and
wow! So that's their paint.
that's their paint.
Oh,
And
cool! I
they,
didn't know that. Good
that
for
is
you, Sue. That's
Ed
absolutely gorgeous. Wow.
Ed Rooney. Yep, 66. Cool. All right, hey, we were pretty close. Yeah, they have, and I mean, I went on their website, and holy crap, the customization you can do with paint with them is insane. I mean, honestly, that's a whole different type of car thing than what I do. But
Yeah.
dear God, to have to have places that can make that type of paint and have it really high quality, that's a pretty good thing.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I was
impressed
just
too.
impressed.
That's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that's. I
Yeah.
mean, I know it's skill to lay it, but also paint itself makes a difference. And damn, that looks wet. It almost like you almost put your hand through it. It's so wet. That's crazy.
That's no Earl Shipe.
No, that's not the 199 Earl Scheib.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that is just absolutely crazy. So yeah, so they were really nice, and I'm glad they're
Ed says it's
followers.
probably a 66 or
Yep.
67, maybe.
He's saying 66. I'll go with that. Yeah. Oh, congratulations, Sue. Absolutely, you should. Yeah, they got they're actually still at SEMA because I think it what ends today or ends tomorrow. Ends tomorrow. And so that I'll probably have a little more recap on it next week. I'm going to a car show, open car show tomorrow, Saturday. So I'll probably have a little bit of talk on that too because it should be interesting. It's up in Inverness, and there's usually a lot of neat stuff ends up there. So that'll be some other stuff, and of course I have my own videos. I'm making stuff, just I have tons of things I'm working on. So there's that. Um, I don't know. It's just been
Well, we appreciate the dedication, man. I know it's got to take up a ton of your time, so I wanted to say thanks for doing it. It's great for people that like cars, man. It's very interesting.
it's literally like a part-time job. I mean,
No,
but I
I
mean
can
that
imagine.
in like a full like 20 something hour a week part-time job
Yeah,
where
I can imagine.
you had to come up with your concepts of what you want to do. And sometimes like that Challenger that just showed up, and I literally was trying all day to get to talk to the owner and trying to film it. And it was like, I wish I had more time to actually write stuff down, but it was like, I got to film this and I got to get it out because nobody would believe me. If I just told them that there was a Cummins in a 72 Challenger, they would say I was crazy. And then I'm like, no, he did it. And he built it in less than a week. So there's that.
He built it in less than a week.
Less than a week.
Wow, well, that's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yes, it is. And oh yeah, one of the valves dropped on the 24 valve, and he was still driving it because it's a 24 valve. They're
Yeah, this
indestructible.
guy's got some skills, though, right? I mean,
Oh
if
yeah,
he can
he
do that sort of
welds.
thing in
His
less than a
welding
week, like, yeah,
his
phenomenal.
welding's phenomenal. He's actually a really good welder.
I've seen some guys with a welder. You'd think they were artists, right? I mean, you
That's
can
my
tell.
that's actually my friend up in Tennessee that I stay with when I go to Mo Party and whatnot. He's a professional welder, and I've seen him. He's actually cut the centers out of tires, out of rims, and moved them inward and re-welded it. Like he's changed offset on rims. That's
Yeah.
confidence. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
like he bought a Flaming River steering box. He didn't like the way it was, like the way it mounted, so he just welded everything together. He's like, screw this. And I'm like, that's your steering. I mean, that's confidence in what you do. But he was welding for the power company down here. And you have to know what you're doing because if the weld doesn't hold, that they blow up. So
Yeah, that could be an issue.
that could be slightly a downside, but yeah, he's quite talented at that, and he's placed up in Tennessee. He made a gantry and everything for pulling engines out of cars. He welded all the steel together, and he actually made the actual piece for the gantry for the winch because he winches engines straight up instead of trying to pull them out with a cherry picker.
Nice.
So it's like, so he does all this stuff. He's like on a whim, he just starts welding. Like he made his girlfriend a hammock. He's like, he found tubing and stuff and he just bent it, welded it together. And she's like, where'd you get that? I'm like, I made this.
I made it. Yeah.
I got this. I made it. Like he made a hammock.
Well, hey, he's a great guy to know. I mean, if you ever need something done, all you got to do
Oh,
is
absolutely.
get your stuff to
and
him, right?
he's helped teach me, and actually I can weld stuff and it doesn't break. So
Nice.
I've done welding on my trailer. I fixed my garage door. Uh, I welded the mount back onto the door because I'm like, oh, I sat there and I'm only using a flux core, but still, if you pound it in there nice and hard, and that didn't sound right, and really get it really with good penetration. Well, that didn't sound good either.
If you pound it in there nice and hard with
And
good
give it
penetration,
it will
I
never
thought
come
this was
apart.
a family show.
I think it is.
Not
Yeah,
anymore.
I guess not. But yeah, so I fixed that. Yeah, and true, farmers are some of the best welders. Yeah, I mean, because they have to fix their stuff. I mean, you're not just bringing your tractor down the road. Go, hey, can you fix this? This transfer case. Can you fix this? No, you take a welder out and go put it back together and keep going.
I actually rebuilt the top end in my Mustang in a farmer's barn.
Nice.
Because he had all the tool, like he had everything. You know what I mean? He had a lift, not a lift, but he had a picker. From the from the ceiling, just on the rafters,
Mhm.
electric winch, and you could pull out whatever you needed. He had a huge air system for the whole place, all the tools you could want, all the lighting, and it was just run it in and get it done in a weekend. I literally got it done in a weekend, put it back
Nice.
together, and it was going by Monday, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of like the setup he has. He has that gantry where you can just go
Yep.
put it over. And yeah, actually, it's in a wood building because of course, he made friends with the guy that built the building. He built him a double-sided garage. One side's the motorhome, one side's the cars, and and it has like 18-foot ceilings in it, and so it's like it's made to be like a place to actually work on stuff. So it's actually really cool.
Yeah, well, this guy
Oh.
had like he did the one side of his barn was with a big cooler in it and all that stuff for fruit, and then the other side was just a shop to work on things,
Yeah.
like tractors and whatever all winter long, orchard buggies and whatever he needed to use around the farm, all welders. So you roll in whatever, you'd work on it and roll it back out. But yeah, they do it all themselves, or they used to do it all themselves anyway. They had to, right? I
They
mean,
still have to. Gary Ackerson, Dennis, did you get a chance to talk to Big Daddy? No. Don can't hear. He literally cannot hear. He uses Android, the the translate where it shows up the words that people are saying, the instant conversation thing. That's what he has to use now. He is stone deaf. I saw him a couple of times, but I was there when I talking to him is almost impossible at this point. My friend runs the show and he talks to him all the time, but through the telephone because he's stone deaf.
He can probably hear everything. He just doesn't want to talk to anybody because he's so crotchety. He just turns off the old hearing aids and is like, "Screw you guys." I don't
No,
want to
he
talk to
he actually was next to a modern Hemi with no exhaust and on a run stand and was just revving it
Didn't
right
even
next
flinch.
to it. Didn't
Yeah.
flinch.
Nice.
He can't hear anything.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get for doing what he did his whole life, right? I mean, back in the old days, he didn't even wear hearing protection.
No, he had nothing.
You
They
know
actually have his original like suits, and you're like, how did you not die? I mean, they're literally, it was cotton, and they had a small little helmet on with big goggles, and that was all. So, Ed Rooney, yeah, okay. Next time you're there, tell Don Gartlett about the time I saw him racing in Formosa Raceway. Okay, sure.
You gotta go pee.
Well, we're about wrapping it up. So thank you.
Sorry, I thought my mic was off there for a second.
It's okay. You gotta
One
go
of the
pee. You gotta go
dogs
pee.
just came. Well, no, not me. One of the dogs just came
Oh.
up to bother me. They're usually not allowed upstairs, so when one comes upstairs, that's
it's serious.
Something's going on. Yeah.
All right. So it's 2 hours. It's time. Thanks for coming on. Thanks everyone that came by.
Thanks a lot for having me, man, and thanks to everyone in the chat. I know I didn't really. I still haven't got the hang of.
It's
talking
okay.
to the people in the chat and trying to do this.
That's why I'm here.
You know what I mean?
That's why I'm here. I thank everybody that commented. I thank everybody that came by. If you're watching on a replay, thanks a lot. If you've watched, especially if you've watched to this point, just subscribe. Like it. If you subscribe to my channel, it actually gets you more car stuff. I mean, that's really the way the logarithm works. It says you like car things. So go ahead and do that. And, as always, I'm going to say it again later, but if you have something cool or something fun, take it out because you will make someone's day and it'll probably be your own. And goodbye for now. And I'll see everyone soon. And we end this stream. If you liked what you saw, subscribe. If you didn't, thank you for watching to this point. And as always, if you have a cool car or something fun to drive, take it out. You'll make someone's day, probably your own.